What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel.
I don't even like to get it poppin', but these bitches in my business cut me out to choosing violence. If you see me out in public, you don't know me, keep it silent. In the bedroom, I be screaming, but outside I keep it quiet. You know I'm staying.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nene. I go by Tatty Nene, Batty Nene, but you can just call me Nene. And to the people that has been supporting me, I appreciate every one of y'all new subscribers. But today we're going to get into some things a little bit more in my personal life. I told y'all I would be sharing it with y'all, but I just don't want to be trauma dumping y'all in every video. So I want some fun and exciting things to be doing and things like that. So this video is going to be one of my trauma videos. And today we're going to be talking about being in survival mode and what easy money costs me. Yes, I've done some things I'm not proud of, and I know when making these type of videos you're open to judgment and everything, but baby, I done already lived my life. I done already changed, not live my life, but I already lived that life. Already done changed my life around. I'm already like doing things to better myself and better my future from me and my children. So y'all can say what y'all want to say, do what y'all want to do. It don't really bother. I'm gonna let y'all in on some little secrets. And in no way am I glamorizing this, telling anybody to go do this, telling people this is a good life. In no way, shape, or form I'm doing it. I'm doing it in hopes of sharing my story could possibly help someone else from making the same mistake and, you know, do better within themselves. I'm gonna just put it all out there because this is the raw channel, and I told y'all I will be doing raw videos. When I was 25, I had my fourth child, which is my third son. And before that, I had a son that, which is my second son, passed away when he was a month. So I was pregnant with my fourth child, and I was thinking this was going to be a for sure thing. My baby daddy was all excited and everything. His mom was excited. But then things took a turn. When I was 6 months pregnant, found out he was cheating on me. Some girl called me, and he was telling me how he didn't want me to be his baby mama and he didn't want me to have a kid. But come on now, I'm 6 months pregnant. So at that time, I changed my number. I moved on with my life. I didn't contact him. He was steady looking around for me, contacting me, whatever. I proceeded to have my child when I was in Vegas visiting family. And at the time, I was alone having my child, but there was family that was like around. But, you know, they were having their own life. It was like, not really even family. It was my baby daddy, my second baby daddy, brother, baby mama. So it was like my baby daddy sister-in-law, whatever. Who was very nice and, you know, let me stay at her house and everything. But I proceeded to go into labor while I was out there. I went into labor, had my son. I was alone. All I had was a car seat. And at this time, I was running away from the law. I made some very poor decisions, some very poor choices. I had theft, I had violence on my record, and once I had my son, nobody would hire me. So in that time, I'm like, I'd even get on welfare because I'm running from the law. And I'm thinking like, dang, if I get on welfare, my name is on the paper. I don't know if that's connected, what? So I wasn't on welfare. So I was trying to make it, and I was trying to bribe Peter to pay Paul, basically beg people for money here to pay this and do this, and eventually they got tired of that shit. So one day, you know, I had a homie who was telling me something. He had already been into this life, and this life, what I mean is I had became a 304. If you don't know what 304 means, it is prostitution. And if you don't know what prostitution is, please look that up. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I glorifying anything and telling y'all to go do this. I'm sharing my story in hopes that someone can look at this and be like, oh, no, let me not do this. So things started to become harder. I was stealing Pampers and everything, trying to survive. So when I met someone, they had told me about this life. And you know what? When I'm in a pickle and I'm in a situation, it's like when you don't give a fuck, it's just go. So you have to have that type of mindset if you're going to go do things like that, because you jump into the streets and you jump into the streets scared, you're going to get bumped out the streets. So they was telling me where to go, and you know, I would have my little brother watch my son at night, and I would go out into the streets. Now, when I first started doing it, I was like, dang, you could just be in and out the cars and this and that. I started doing this. I started to making money. I would stay down from 9 to about 5. 1,200 on a good day, 600 on a slow day. Money was coming like that. What was I really doing with it? Was I really saving? The faster the money came, faster it was spending, because I would get my hair, nails done. I probably insert some photos. I would get my hair, nails done, everything. Wigs cost. I didn't have a wig vendor back then. I would go to, what was it, Kendra Boutique, getting my hair done, getting it installed. That would take up like $600, $700, $800. Getting my nails done, everything, buying clothes for my son, surviving, car, gas, everything. And I kind of went like where normal people wouldn't go in California. If you know, a lot of people go on Fig. I would go where not normal people were, where a lot of people was, because I was so ashamed of doing this. I didn't want my family to know. And probably to this day, some of them still don't know, but it's what I have to do. Now, I know some of y'all would say, get a job. Why didn't you get a job? I was going to get a job. I was going to warehouse. I was going to McDonald's. I was going every goddamn place you can name, because I had theft and violence on my record. Nobody wanted to hire me. So I would go to these McDonald's, nobody was hiring me. I'll go to warehouse, I'll go to regular jobs. I knew I couldn't get a regular job because what was on my record, but I would try to go to, you know, all the hood niggas and bitches go to warehouse jobs, especially niggas with records and females with records. Go there, they didn't want to hire me, and it was a shocker to me. But now I got a baby and I got to survive and I got to eat. My mama ain't trying to, you know, she doing the basics, putting the roof over her head. I ain't getting no money. Like, I gotta kick in gear. Like, I gotta be on go mode. I did this for about 6 months to a year. And y'all, the things that I experienced were being degraded and called names. And I didn't have no pimp. So it wasn't like I was giving my main center. I didn't need no one to manage my vagina. So I would be getting degraded, and you know, I'm not used to being called on my name. So if somebody called me on my name, I would be like, shut the fuck up. Or I'd be like, bitch, who the fuck you talking to? And pimps, want me to have my bitch beat your ass and woo woo, bitch, shut the fuck up, woo woo. And you know, I had to think then, like, all right, you know the rules, this is a different game. You know the rules, so please don't say anything else, because you out here alone, you can get your ass whipped. Then I would just be ignoring everybody, but everybody know I was in and out the cars, in and out the cars, in and out the cars. So a lot of pimps will try to push up on me, because they see you getting money, they're going to try to push up on you. I stood my ground. I never needed a pimp, never got a pimp, none of that. Now, during this time, the money that I was making, as fast as I was making it, as fast as it was going. So one day, I was getting so greedy after money, y'all. I fucking end up getting S8. And if you don't know what S8 means, please look that up. I got into a car, fumbling through my purse, looking for a flavor condom. This man takes me into an alley. I'm not even paying attention because I'm already up $800. I'm like, okay, it's a good slow night. He take me back to where I'm at. I'm gonna just walk from back where I'm at, and I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna still go to the place. And I know y'all have y'all negative connotation when it comes to prostitute. Prostitute are probably the cleanest females you will meet, because a lot of them, especially if they doing it right, you're not supposed to do anything without protection, whether it's orally or sexually. You're not supposed to do anything without protection. So this guy proceeds to pick me up. I'm fumbling through my purse. I'm like this, so I don't even see where he's taking me. I'm just looking for a flavor condom or something. Like, okay, yeah, well, and he gets me into the alley. He puts a gun to my head, and I'm like, I realize it's a gun. I'm look up. I'm like, he's like, and he gets on top of me. He's like, no, shut up. I'm like, I have the pepper spray right here, and I have a knife right here. I'm like, and I try to. He's like, what is this? And he forces himself on me. I run to this sorority house, and these white kids are looking at me crazy, like, bitch, please. I'm like, somebody just did this to me. Woo. They're looking at me like they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. I went to this hotel. I kind of like took them in to gather myself and I was thinking like, what the fuck am I doing out here? I just got SA'd. What, bro? Why wasn't I on top of my game? This is what happens when you want to be greedy for money. I'm just thinking all type of things in my head. I called a guy friend. I was screaming on the phone. He's like, what, where you at? What? And I'm telling him, and I'm just like, my phone, I'm just so crying hysterically, and my phone ended up dying. I wait, I leave it charged, let it charge up, because I'm like, man, I'm so tired. I leave it charged up, and I had caught the bus that night. I leave it charged up because I would catch the bus, and I would catch Uber, or sometimes I would drive, but the drive was like, after working those long nights, you be tired. So I didn't want to fall asleep during traffic. So, and it was about like an hour drive from where my house was. So from that moment on, you would think that I would quit, right? No, I did not quit. I kept going, playing in the streets, but it wasn't the same. Every time I get in a car, I have to wonder, is this person gonna essay me? This person gonna kill me? Like, you was already saved from, I wonder about my kid, like, oh man, what if he never see me again? What if my kids don't see me again? What's going on? Why won't you? Why? I just need to look harder. I need to get a job because this ain't working. My money was going down too because I would just feel scared to get in a car, so I wasn't getting in anybody's car. I was playing in the streets, so you know, I felt that energy like, man, you need to quit playing in the streets before you get bumped out the streets. You just out here. What's the point of you been out here if you ain't making no money? I went to a McDonald's, another McDonald's, and I was like, why won't y'all hire me? Like, McDonald's, you would think anybody hired me. She was like, you need to go to a McDonald's that's not a franchise. You need to go to one that's by a private owner. I was like, oh, okay. So I was looking at McDonald's where I would call them and see who was a private owner, and the McDonald's that I found was by the airport, which at the time was paying like $20 an hour. I don't even think back in 2016, you wasn't even getting $20. So that McDonald's by the airport, I worked that job until I went to another job at a college. That chapter, I'm so glad that it's over. I'm not letting it define me, but it taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about playing in the streets, and I try to teach it to my kids these days. I mean, you can, as parents, we can only tell our kids so much, and if they want to learn on their own, they can. But I really try to preach to my kids, get a trade up under your belt, especially my oldest son, since he's about to be 18 this year. Get a trade up under your belt. You don't want to go to college, do this, do that, because I don't want to see nobody in the same life. And it's even worse if you go ahead and be a pimp. They're giving out football numbers for pimps. Go for yourself. Don't depend on no female. If you're a female, don't depend on no dude. Get something going for yourself. Get you a trade. Do what's right for you and your child. I understand sometimes we got to be in the streets, do what we need to do, but just if you have a bad record, you on the streets, just make sure that things that you're doing is temporary and it's not for life. Try to get up out of that life, because being in the streets ain't it. Well, y'all, I'm glad I can able to share a short story with y'all, and I didn't go into too many details because I'm gonna see if I could trust y'all or not first. But I have a lot of stories to tell, some fun things on the channel. I just don't want to trauma dump y'all, and y'all be like, dang, this girl always got a sad story, woo woo. Because I do have some happy times, but I've been through a lot, and these days I'm just trying to be happy. So if you got to the end, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see y'all next time.